The path is your own journey.
Right.
The initiate has to go on its own journey. And you can't take nothing with you. And you at the goddamn crossroads. And the crossroads is, are you ready to go to the next level?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I can't take you to the next level. You got to make that decision.
Alright, so let's talk about love. Love. You know, this word love is very powerful. Let's just talk about the word love. Because the word love and love itself are two totally different things. And I'm not about to sit up here and attempt to explain what love is, because you'll be here for millions and trillions and billions of lifetimes and you'll never get to the point where you could truly grasp love. From my experience and my point of view, love actually just embodies you. Like, you are a part of love. You can't separate yourself from love. Truly. Though we have things that hinder our perception, that stand in the way of love and things like that, but in all honesty, love is unmovable. That's why a lot of times some people just love you regardless of what you did, what you said, how you look, where you come from. And these are the type of people that embody love. They understand the embodiment of love. They understand they could never express it through one avenue. Love come in all different shapes and forms. Sometimes love come in telling a person the truth and telling them how it is, and having confrontation and having moments that just not fun. You feel me? I realized that all of the things that we think we want, all of the things that we think we need, come from our illusion of what love is. We get confused and think that we can capture it and bottle it up, or we really believe that we could give love. Like, ain't no such thing as giving love. I think there is a such thing as showing love, maybe, you know, because it depends on who is receiving what you admitting. You feel what I'm saying? So a person might even experience your love from an egotistical standpoint. I don't mean that as in being an asshole or being selfish. I just mean that, you know, some people have a love language when they don't understand love. I hate to hear people talk, and all these people that swear they smart and shit, they be talking about, oh, what's your love language and shit like that. All that go out the window for real when you really realize that love is an eternal thing. Love is always there. It's like silence. Like, I'm talking right now, but before I even say a word, silence is just there already. You know, that's how love is. We are the vehicles that separate from it and call it one thing and put definitions on it. And as soon as we do that, and as soon as we try to define it, then we belittle it. And that's the thing I'm always trying to get across about the nature of our mind, the nature of our brain, our ego, and just the fact that we got to understand that we've been given a bunch of concepts. We got to know the difference between concepts and the real thing. We living in a world where the real thing is not even good enough anymore. And when I say that, I'm talking about people. People don't believe they're good enough anymore, so they separate from love, and they are under the impression that they got to go earn it. They got to do something for it. That is not around them. That is not who they are and what they come from. It's not their origin. And a lot of that got to do with, like I said, even just trying to define it. So I'm not even a person that really subscribe to always constantly saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. Because it's an action word. It's in your actions. Love isn't everything. Love is the glue that hold everything together, that make everybody one thing. And when we go on our own adventure and tell ourselves we got to go earn it, or we got to go read about it, or, we got to go find it, we tell ourselves that it must be outside of us, right? When we do that, we instantly remove ourselves away from the protection that love is, the clarity that love embody, the patience that love embody. We take ourselves away from that, and then we try to fill those holes up with, like, things and people, and going on dates and trying to accumulate more and more and more and more, believing that maybe once we obtain a certain thing, and maybe, or a certain person, or a certain status, or whatever the case may be, then maybe we'll be lovable, or maybe we'll be able to actually love. But what I found on my ego trip, on my journey of looking for it in all the wrong places, is, first of all, I was taught that I never knew what it was. Even when it was shown to me, I was overlooking it, because I felt that, no, it looks like something else that I'm already familiar with. And it's funny, because we living in a generation that everybody just got a whole long ass laundry list of how they ideal mate should be, how they ideal life should be. And when their life is not reflecting that at the moment, then that person becomes discontent. And this is one of the things that could lead you to literally missing love when it's right in front of you. You wind up being overcritical of yourself and others. And that's not love. That's standing in the way of love. I'm not saying you're not supposed to have expectations of people, and you're not supposed to have standards for yourself, but you can't put no limitation on love, because it is no limit. So, on a pursuit, when you're still in the pursuit of it, just like happiness, and I learned that happiness is just based on what's happening. So people base their happiness based around, they base and position themselves towards love with the expectation that it's supposed to make them feel good all the time. And I'm like, hold up, like, it's painful to break through the barriers that stand in the way of you actually knowing and being loved. Because love gonna teach you. Love gonna teach you how to love. Love gonna teach you how to be open to it. It's a synergy. It's a giving and receiving of it in itself. And that's the problem that we have within ourselves as egotistical people. And like I said, when I say egotistical people, I mean just people we think we know shit. We think we know it all. So we hinder ourselves from something that we are. Even me talking about it, it's hard to make sense of this shit, How do you make sense of when you find yourself so-called in love? How do you make sense of that? I mean, I've been drawn to people along my path throughout my life that, I just had a strong pull towards them. Even if the shit ain't work out, even if we ain't friends no more or we no longer in a relationship, I understand that they were doing spiritual work with me. It was helping me when they was antagonizing me, when I was being rejected, or when, somebody was even tolerating my blindness and my numbness or whatever the fuck I was doing at the time. I understand that it was helping me break through the wall that I put up, break through the illusions that I bought into, remove all of this laundry list of how shit gotta look and shit gotta be because of popular opinion or pop culture or whatever the case may be. Remove all that and actually engage with love itself. And in doing that, I understand there really is no point of reference for love but love itself. This might sound confusing. This might sound confusing to a person that believe they can actually have a definition of love. They can actually define it. So like I said, it's so many traumatic experiences, so many misunderstandings, so much abuse. So much criticism. So much seeking. So much self-deception. So much self-denial. Being mean and shit. Lacking empathy. Being closed down. A lot of time that shit happen because we such in a search for love and we looking for it in all the wrong places, right? And then when we get hurt, our heart closed down even more. So now we get even more particular and more decisive about who and what and where we seek love in and seek love through. And really it's just coming from a selfish place. It's coming from a very selfish place and we don't know that. We wind up wanting to use others to hold space for us where we won't hold space for ourselves. And sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need that. But we gotta be careful in, calling it something else. That's the thing about love too, I understand. Love is honesty. Love is truth. Love is just admitting you fucking wrong too. Especially between two people, if two people are actually in love, and that's a perfect statement, being in love or sharing love, because that's all you can really do. You just sharing it. It's like a good meal. You sit down, you share a meal with somebody. You share your interpretations of it. And when it's real, it's like I said, it's through action. Love don't separate. Love bring together. So in our ignorance, we wind up using love as a weapon. Or wind up getting love used against us as a weapon. So because we so thirsty for it, all somebody got to do is say, I love you. And we will forget all of the things that person do, all the things that person say that does not demonstrate the love they say they have for us. A lot of times that can lead us going on a mission to where we carry that energy and we go hurt another, instead of allowing ourselves to go through whatever we got to go through and heal and get through our misunderstanding so that we could just see what was already there the whole time. The whole time. Every time I felt like I wasn't enough, every time I allowed myself to feel like I was unloved or alone or some shit like that, it really just was a big misunderstanding. And I got so much respect for love. I got so much respect for love because no matter how ignorant I've been, no matter how blind I've been, no matter how delusional I've been, love was just patient and waiting and shit. Like, all right, well, when you get finished going through your go-through, I'll be here waiting to hug on you and be patient with you and be considerate for you and give you some grace. It's one of the main things love embody grace. It gives you grace for your ignorance. So yeah, it's not that we lack love or we don't have love or nothing like that. It's that we just under the wrong impression of what love is. And like I said, that's due to what we've been taught. That's due to how people have shown their avenues of how they express love, how they view love and things like that. But love is something you have to experience for yourself. But it don't come with no limitations. It don't come with no long ass list of how it should be and how it should look. That's fake. And that's dangerous. And we living in a world right now where that's just how people living. In separation. I know how I feel to be depressed. I know how I feel to be in separation from your own essence. Not believing in yourself. Constantly seeking. Even with the spiritual path. Be careful of seeking. And they say seek knowledge. That's true. But trust and believe, though. If you learn to accept yourself, you learn to be patient with yourself and things like that, everything you need to know will be given to you and taught to you and offered to you through love. And when I say that word, that's just a reference point of something we can't never truly get to the bottom of. It is and always will be. And we need to get away from the dangerous definitions of it. We need to stop trying to use it against other people. Stop trying to use it as a weapon or not knowingly using it as a weapon, because we take away from it. We taint it and we stain it, and we never really truly experience it because it's a fair game. Love is a fair game. It's not manipulation. It's not seeing if a person gonna go to the ends of the earth for you and then you say, oh, you proving your love for me now. That's fake. That's not real. I don't want that. And also, love is not self-sacrifice. It's not letting somebody walk all over you and, abuse you, verbally abuse you, physically abuse you, or anything like that in the name of love. So we got those two extremes going on. We got the people that allow themselves to be abused in the name of love, and we got the people that abuse in the name of love. And I've been on both of those sides of the spectrum. I've been abusive to myself in my language, physically abusive to myself, all type of shit, just and others. Because what we embody, it spills out of us. So I've been that person on both spectrums, and I've learned every time I go on either end of the spectrum, I learned that neither side of the spectrum has any type of balance, any type of patience, any type of consideration, any type of sympathy, empathy, or anything that love embodies. Is just a whole bunch of confusion, whole bunch of aggression, a whole bunch of misunderstanding. But when you truly come to the realization, because love is a realization, when you truly come to the realization of love, right, you'll realize it's always there, it always been there, and you separated from it for multiple reasons, right? And love will help you out. Love will help you work through all of those reasons just to get back to who you truly are and what you truly are, right? To your origin, which is love. Love will do that for you. It'll give you the opportunity to go through the obstacle course that you need to go through to come back to the realization, so it could dawn on you like, oh shit, I never had to even leave. I never even had to seek. It was always there. And through that journey, right, of trying to find it, and we try to find it in everything: food, sex, clothes, entertainment. We all just trying to find a comfortable space within ourselves that we could be all right. That's what we be trying to find. Love and love gives you all that. We be trying to find that space. All type of, I didn't look for it in alcohol, sex, all type of avenues. The club, everywhere. I done been all over the world trying to look for love, right? I done took myself through all of these different things to find it. And even in my folly, even in my misunderstanding, even in my delusion and illusion and lack of clarity, right? Not only was love always there, right? Love really got the nerve to even be so giving that it'll give you a testimony through all that shit you've been through. It'll forgive you of all of your faults if you will forgive yourself. Because the only avenue you're going to actually recognize love, that's the key word, you have to recognize it. It is familiar. I don't care how detached that you've been from it, how long ago you experienced it, even if it was since you was a baby. When you get close, when you get near it, when you surrender, that's another word that love enforces. You have to surrender to it. Stop trying to understand it. Stop trying to bottle it up. Stop trying to sell it. Stop trying to use it. Stop being a love crackhead. And let it teach you. It's your mommy, it's your daddy, it's everything. And it don't lack anything. And it'll give you something to talk about. It'll give you something to say. It'll give you something to do even through your bullshit, even through your hardships, right? Here I am talking about it. And I've been on all sides of the field. I've been the one that hurt a motherfucker. Person hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Lied to somebody lied to me. That hurt. I done let my heart get cold and black and dark and don't want to. And if somebody try to love me, I'm flinching now and stuff like that. And then I had to work my way through that. And love was just still there. Like I got all day. I got all life. So, you know, if we stop trying to pimp the game and stop trying to understand everything, and that's the nature of our ego, to understand something so that it could put it in its familiarity box and move forward into something else and keep seeking and never be fulfilled, right? But love is already fulfilled. Love is fulfillment. And love is there right now, right this second. And if you can't feel it or see it or sense it, then that's something that you have an issue with. It's not that you're a victim or no shit like that. A lot of people jump into the victim space when they feel unloved. I get it. Been there. That's a necessary space. That's why I'm able to talk about it, because I actually been through it. And sometimes it still call me in. Yo, let's be a victim today, man. Let's look at all the things we don't have. And I'm like, nah, man, I already experienced what love is for real, you know. So I'm not going to fool myself. And here's my point. If you want to know what love is surrender and let it be. Accept yourself now. And you're going to instantly come to the remembrance of love.